the short answer around mindfulness meditations that help alleviate anxiety and fear, the short answer, and I don't mean to be tongue-in-cheek, but it's to be mindful of anxiety and fear.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah.
in other words, sense into it, especially like in the body, in a trauma-sensitive way. So that's the short answer. But I think the answer that you're looking for would be so in terms of fear, I highly recommend sensing into fear. And there are some practices meant as sort of antidotes. I always feel funny using that word, but it's kind of a word that a lot of very senior mindfulness teachers have adopted. The principal one being loving kindness.
Okay.
The Buddha actually created the loving kindness meditation for a handful of monks to help them alleviate fear, because they were scared of being in the middle of a certain forest at night. Like there was a specific situation where certain monks were scared, and they went to the Buddha, and the Buddha said, I can help you with that fear. Practice loving kindness. And so it's not to like necessarily suppress the fear or react to the fear. We're still afraid, and we can wish ourselves well, wish others well. In like a lot of popular movies, you see this played out of love and fear. Like it's surprising how often maybe it's not surprising, but like it's very predominant in a lot of big movies, like love and fear as kind of the central theme of the movie. So anyway, loving kindness can be helpful for fear. And when I say loving kindness, I'm including compassion practice and self-love, not like a lovey-dovey thing, but just, wishing ourselves well, bringing this, we did it today, this caring, gentle awareness. But to include the heart, to emphasize the heart. In terms of anxiety, a lot of people find mindfulness of breathing. It's very simple, somatic, sensing into the rise and fall of the belly. We're not, there's nothing wrong with breathing practices. Certain breathing practices can be super helpful for anxiety too, but in terms of the mindfulness, context, just, noticing how you're breathing, feeling into it, exploring the sensations of the belly as we breathe. Mindful walking can be helpful. So sensing into the bottoms of the feet as we walk. One of the reasons why that's helpful for a lot of people is because they bring awareness to their feet. And it can be a very grounding practice. You know, anxiety can kind of have a lot of energy in the head and chest and belly. But if we ground into our feet, that can help in like as a quick way to balance the energy. So those are a couple practices for anxiety. But again, I don't want to lose sight of the kind of my main invitation, which is to be mindful of the anxiety itself within the window of tolerance, to be mindful of the fear itself in the body. So these are a few practices we can kind of dance between and play around with, and certain practices will be helpful in certain contexts or situations. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe we have more time for one practice than the other, but those are a few considerations.